Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to What's the 411 News. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are in the finale, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. The Real Reparations Movement, Part 15. All right. The Real Reparations Movement, Part 15. All right. This is the finale. All right. And with the finale, you're going to see a speaker. Some of you might know, some of you might not know, but you're going to find out who she is today. All right. So with no more delay, we're going to get right into the finale. This is part 15, the Real Reparations Movement. You guys enjoy. Let's roll the video.
The next queen coming to the stage by the name of Tezlyn Figaro.
Y'all know when I say that it really be long, but I won't hold you long. All day long, you've heard our sister Jade break down to you the 5 important pieces to reparations, correct? So when they go back on Twitter and say, well, nobody talking about reparations, are y'all gonna remind them that not only have the speakers addressed it, but Jade addressed it every time she got on this microphone? Every time. I need y'all to do that and make sure when they come up with these lines, we need to make sure that you were told repeatedly the 5 things that you need to do in order to move reparations. The second thing I want to point out is you've heard about the who should get reparations, the what is reparations, the who shouldn't get reparations, the how you get reparations, or the why you should get reparations. I came to talk about the who. Somebody say the how. How. Well, why is Sister Tezlyn, I know y'all like to say sister and brother, so I'm speaking to why is Sister Tezlyn talking about the how? Well, because Sister Tezlyn got a decade plus of receipts on actual successful accomplishments on getting things done in politics. I got plenty of love for the reparationists, but I'm a receipt-anish. Meaning I have receipts on exactly how to move policy, receipts on exactly what it means in order to get these folks to pay attention. It's not just about Twitter Spaces, it's those who are willing to do this in real places. Give yourself some love for going beyond the Twitter space and being in a real place. A lot of folks don't like me because I stand with Tariq. Can I just explain to you that we don't always agree on everything, but one thing we agree on is that I'm a rider. And what does it mean to be a rider? It means that I get it. I know on social media y'all go buy 2 hot wings and a pepper and $85.99. Sister got back $25.29. But my real government name is Tezlyn Figaro. You cross the T and you dot the I in Figaro. That means that I'm willing to dox my damn self to be crystal clear about where I stand. And this ain't no disrespect to nobody here. I'm speaking to those in the camera that have been talking about me. Let me do a side angle so they can get a good angle. I'm talking to the ones on Twitter Space that's been running their mouth.
That wasn't me, but thank you for the turnaround.
While you running your mouth under hidden names, push the line is what I came to talk to you guys about, which is politics until something happens. It requires politics like you heard our brother Marcel talk about. It requires, if you don't want to vote for the person on Tuesday, then the question is, who is going to run on Wednesday? Who's going to run their campaign on Wednesday? Who's going to be the digital content manager? Who's going to be the publicist? Who's going to be the campaign manager? You must, in order to push reparations or anything else that you're interested in, you must actually be the power that you're trying to change. To a lot of the folks in the elite that said they don't get it, they don't understand, that ain't nothing changing between now and Tuesday with these candidates. That might be true, but I got news for you. What's changing between now and Tuesday is now they know we ain't fucking around. Push the line training is about politics until something happens. Push. That means that you push the line in whatever way that you can. You are not focused on what the person on the left is doing, what the person on the right is doing. You're focused on what you can do. What can you do in order to move the ball forward? Critics have said, well, you got to be able to vote for people, to put people in office, or it's not gonna never happen. Well, I got news for some of those critics. I'm not gonna say their name because it's already been said. I got news for some of those critics. The current administration, most of the elected officials that are in office, they ain't doing this no way. So we are done begging. It is time to vote. I do believe in local politics. I'm not going to stand here and say it's a strategy. You got some people that say don't vote, no tangible. I'm telling you, my strategy is to get people to run for office in local elections, state elections, because you're not going to change their mind. They've already been bought. It is time for us to vote.
That's right. That's right.
In California, the Reparations Task Force, that's a state issue. While the federal government is still trying to decide if they're going to do a study or not, California's already doing it. Who is running in the state of California in 2024 to actually vote on that?
That's right. That's right.
It can't just be Marcel. He's just one.
That's right. We got to put them in place, grassroots. Right.
After today, 10 or 15 of you should be in my next training to figure out how do I run for office to actually get the job done. This is how you push the line. And then I want to know who's going to help them run that campaign. No matter where you live, you can run somebody's campaign. The devil is a lie. No matter where you live, you can contribute your gifts and your talent to put people in office. Even if they lose, you still winning. If you're interested in the training, I want you to take your phone out. I'm going to give you the number to text in a second. In September, Jade told you about it. Christy, shout out to Christy, one of the trainers that I brought. It's a nonpartisan training. We don't talk about issues. We don't talk about agendas. We don't talk about Democrat or Republican. We simply give you the tools. Step 1, step 2, step 3, this is how you run. This is what you need to do. There's 5 components to it. Campaign roles and responsibilities. Campaign compliance, meaning actually having your paperwork done. Campaign planning, campaign management, and community coalition building. I did another online one in October. I'm going to offer those same 5 classes online. I'm coming to some of your cities, but if you can't get it face to face, then get online so that you can get the tools to actually organize. We need 527s. That's a super PAC. That's what Bernie Sanders did. That was why he was able to shake up politics. You ain't got to like Bernie Sanders. I've checked him myself publicly. But I'm telling you, it's a recipe to it. It's what the Tea Party did. You gotta have a 527. If you don't like the no bucking, no vote campaign, then where are our commercials to counter that?
All right.
Donate your money to a 527. Somebody should be starting one outside of this, where you can support your candidates, not just financially, but also support them with advertisement. If you're gonna spend 20 hours a day on Twitter Space, then somebody need to have a 527 so that those numbers count. You have to be able to tell these local leaders, hey, we've been able to touch 50,000 people. We've been able to engage. We took a poll. 60% of people believe in reparations. We can create our own poll, but you need a 527 in order to back that up. And then you mix it with your awareness. You mix it with your rallies. You mix it with your YouTube. You mix it with your new black media. All those things are important, but if you are not trying to organize on the local and the state level, nothing changes. But at the same time, you have to be able to put somebody in office, a brand new person that has not been bought. Don't let them tell you, you got a bad background, you can't do it. I got Regina Hill elected in Orlando, Florida. She was arrested 21 times. Somebody say 21. Regina Hill, I was her campaign man, her communications director, did it from out of town. She was arrested 21 times with a felony, and she won her very first time running for office against 7 other candidates. So don't let them tell you you can't run because of your background. If you're interested in the training, you text push the line, P-U-S-H, the line, T-H-E-L-I-N-E, push the line to 66866. The training is free. I went to Congressional Black Boot Camp in 2010. I went to Yale Campaign School for Women. I went to the White House Project. I got the game, I took the knowledge, I'm giving it back to you. I went to Ruthless, you name it, Emily's List. All of the top trainings in the country, and there has yet to be one that speaks to people like me and you.
That's right. That's right.
I've worked on campaigns on the local, the state, and the national. I've called out elected officials, including Bernard Sanders, who was my former employee. I'm the only one that sued his movement for anti-black racism with my name on it. And won. You may have heard people talk about the wheat and the tare. The new international version gives it to you this way, and this is how I like to quote it. A lot of people say, Willie D said, "Oh, Tezlyn, you one of the GOATs, you one of the greatest of our time." You always see people hashtagging GOAT, 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 greatest of our time. Can I talk to you a moment about the sheep?
Come on now.
The Bible says that it will separate the wheat from the tare. But the international version says that when it's all said and done, there's going to be a moment when you're going to have to be accountable for what you did. Not challenging me on Twitter space, but accountable for what you have done. And the same way I see this crowd, they say that it's going to divide up down the middle. And it will be a separation from the sheep and the goat.
Say that.
I know y'all want to be the GOAT. I know y'all want to be the greatest of all time, but I need to talk to you about what it is to be a sheep. And a sheep don't mean go along to get along. A sheep don't mean fold when they come against you like a lot of our brothers and sisters are having to deal with in the media. A sheep don't mean I'm just going to do whatever they say. A sheep is about the shepherd's business. And if you are about the shepherd's business, then you will find yourself doing the work even when don't nobody stand by you. You'll find yourself doing the work when they talk about you on Twitter. You'll find yourself doing the work when that HR manager call you in the job and say, "Was that you?" on social media. Yeah. I know y'all don't want to put your real name out there because I know you got something to lose, but you're talking to a bride that lost it all. So I move different because I don't have no problem being an Uber driver. I didn't have no problem going to sell shoes at dealers for $12. I'm a hustler for sure. And I don't run no non-profit either. I'm a boss. Period. Don't nobody fund me. I don't take no check. And I don't want your little old cash app. You do need to be funding somebody, but I don't ask for y'all money because I always need to be in a position to tell you to go to hell. But it's something about a soldier that also put their fingerprints on the trigger. Quick story, for those of you that watch Boys in the Hood, if you haven't, leave now. That's a classic. But do y'all remember how remember when Trey said he was about that business?
Yeah.
Remember? He was swinging at the air. Had blood on his shirt. All up in Nia Long's area, crying and saying he needed to get a little piece just to help him get over. Y'all remember? When it was time to put in work, he defied his daddy. He jumped out the window and said, "I'm about that business." Y'all remember? But when it was time to be about the business, shout out to our brother Ice Cube. Oh no, it wasn't just a coincidence. When it was time to be about the business, what did Trey say? It sounded good until it was time to put in work. And you notice how Ice Cube turned to our brother and looked at him with that look like we knew you wasn't about this business anyway. And he went ahead and let him out the car. I need you to let people in your life out the car. I need you to be comfortable going by yourself. I need you to be the Ice Cube in the movie and be willing to put in work. work by yourself. And when you go put in work, just like in the movie, I need you to get up out the car, because he could have just put in work, but he got out the car and he did it face to face, so you can know exactly who did what. That's the type of soldiers I'm looking for. Because it was never meant for Trey to be a soldier. He needed to go on to Morehouse. We need our scholars.
That's right.
Y'all go on with y'all book reading self. We need our scholars. But we need some cubes too.
That's right.
We need some riders too. And today we came together to let people know the train is moving. You either with us or against us, but the train is moving. You either on the train or you under the train, because we're going to run you over. You either with us or you against us. Shout out to my sister Jade. Shout out to Tariq. I want to be clear. I know he always says he's not a leader, but I do want to be clear and say that he is a visionary.
He is a visionary.
Give a round of applause for Tariq. He's a visionary. He saw y'all in this crowd when others couldn't see it, including me, because I was nervous, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know if y'all was gonna show up. But he kept his cool and he said they coming. So shout out to him for having the vision that many of your elected officials would never do. And I respect him for that. I don't agree with everything he do and how he do it. But I respect consistency. I respect riders. I respect those that's willing to call out the powers that be on a daily basis and get the death threats that come with it. My name is Tezlyn Figaro, www.tezlynfigaro.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes indeed, that was the finale. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now you get to see what the real reparations movement is about. Get all the talking points, get all the things that really matter, and not all this clown show and talking about going to Mars and all this old, like you talking in tongues and stuff, instead of talking about what really matters and who it matters for. All right. So yeah, shout out to Tezlyn. And yeah, this was it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, you let us know what you think. This was the finale of the Real Reparations movement. All right. And with that being said, man, you know what it is. Like I always say, let me say this real quick. There's a couple of things. Push the line. All right, push the line. Politics until something happens. All right, politics until something happens. That's the PUSH. Push. Politics until something happens. All right. And she also said, text push the line to 66866. I don't know if that number's still available or not, but you can always continue to do that. All right. She says she has the receipts on what it takes to be involved in actually running. She talked about the importance of running locally and statewide, because everybody else, and pretty much even in the locals and the state and the federal, everybody's pretty much bought and paid for. But like she said, if you're a real rider and you bout it, when you run, you're going to be running on a platform of reparations. You're going to be for your people, the Black Americans, all right? You're not going to get bought and paid for like everybody else. And whether you win or you don't win, like she said, you still come up on top, even if you don't win, all right? So I just wanted to point those things out to you. And now, like I said, you guys feel free to comment. Let me know what you think. Give a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. And like I always say, no matter where you are around the world, you can always bet on the new Black media. All right. With that being said, this is What's the 411 News. And until next time, we out. Peace. Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it.